What do you attribute the increase in sack numbers in the last couple of weeks to most?
I just think execution. I think it's always about rushing coverage, working together. But BY does a nice job with running the games, on third down passing situations. And I feel like the guys have done a good job communicating and executing what we're trying to get accomplished. It was good to see get 8 sacks. So I was happy about that. I didn't know till the end. I was like, what? We had 8 sacks?
When you say that BY does a good job running games, can you just explain what you mean by that?
Well, it's just the teaching, just going, obviously watching the video, trying to set up the games based on the protection. Then we're spending more time trying to walk through, also individual. We try to do it as a group at the end of practice as well. But I think he does a great job where those guys understand it and they communicate and they work well together.
When those guys say it's been simplified for them, is that pretty much it, kind of the communication? Or?
I don't know if I would say simplify. I've been using the word streamline. But what happens within each coverage, we could run 6 or 7 different pass rush games. We could do 4 or 5 different things in coverage based on certain things, formation, backfield, whatever. So instead of doing 5 or 6, we're just doing 2 or 3. It's the same stuff, but just trying to streamline it so those guys can execute and play fast.
Did you know Brian before taking this job? What are your impressions of him being?
BY, he's a different dude, man. With the sleeves, the tattoos. Now, I'm not going to mess with him. But he's a guy that has pedigree, right? Because he's played in the league, so the players respect what he says. When you have a guy on your staff, man, that's valuable. And like I said, he stepped into that role. I think the guys are really following his lead and doing a nice job.
It seems like every time a team starts doing a little better, turns a corner, like that simplified or streamlined thing comes into effect. Like, why isn't it just kind of like exist in that place, maybe by default instead of being like getting so complicated?
No, I wouldn't say it's complicated, but when you go out and you're beating the team by 30 points, you're like, hey, we're doing pretty good. But along the way, there's always things that you have to adjust or change because it's always a different offensive scheme you're going against. So you're working through those things, and then you try to evaluate what you're doing defensively. And sometimes you're like, let's pull back a little bit. Or sometimes it's just, hey, we got to execute better. So it's a little bit of everything. And again, we're doing a lot of the same things, maybe setting it up a little bit different, but just trying not to get too much out of a certain call.
BY too, it's not just his NFL experience, but he's been here for a long time in this building. How have you noticed that kind of help connect to the players or anything like that?
Well, like I said, I've only been here for 2 years, but he knows everybody. You know what I mean? But I think there's just a lot of respect. I think the guys, again, they value what he says just because he's played in the league. He's been in the trenches. He's done what they're trying to do. So, again, I just sit there and I see the relationship, the way the guys respond to him. I think it's been very positive, since he's taken that lead role.
Do you feel like your run defense has improved in the last couple of weeks?
It depends. One week we're shutting them down, the next week they get some yards. We're just trying to be consistent. What they were doing last week with the run game was tough to deal with. And I felt like between Mike Hodges, BY, we all sat down and put together a good run plan because we had to take care of the quarterback. So I felt like scheme-wise, the guys really executed, and we played outstanding on first down. Like I said, we had them in 27 second downs. 21 of the 27 were second or 7+. Where we failed last week was we didn't execute well enough on second down that led to some manageable third downs for them. So.
And obviously that looms as a significant challenge against this team.
Oh, they have dynamic playmakers. You can see the quarterback's athletic ability, very similar. He has a strong arm. He can make all the throws. He extends plays. Good route runners. They have speed. They got it all. Tight end's a good player. So, again, we're going to have to do it collectively just in terms of rushing coverage, adding in some pressure and mixing in some pressure. But they're very good at what they do. That's it? All right. If I don't see you guys, happy holidays. All right.